Hello folks and welcome to the Vertigo Tea Party, and let's try Knock Knock. So this was a game that was kickstarted. It's not released yet, but they did raise over $41,000 on their Kickstarter. It's also been greenlit on Steam. This is a development build. So think of this as like an alpha build, early beta build. It is a it's better to just show you this game than to describe it. And before we hop into it, the premise is that these developers were sent this email with a bunch of files rared up that had a bunch of sound clips and screenshots, or not screenshots, but concept drawings and a basic description of the game. And it's kind of a Blair Witch Project type thing where they were impelled to finish this person's creation. So it's an interesting little backstory. I don't really buy into it, but I think it gives a little bit of character. This is by Ice Pick Lodge, and again, as I mentioned, it has been greenlit. It is only set for Windows at the moment, but they did express an interest in doing Android, iOS, and possibly Linux ports. I don't know if that's still in the works or not, but I guess we shall see. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue, because like I said, this game, it's best to look at it as opposed to try to describe it. The premise is that you are this little person here, and this house that you're in seems to change every night, how it's set up. Like the rooms are the same, but the actual build of the rooms is different. Also, items might be different or placed in different areas as well. So you go around, you fix your lights, and then as you see, you close your eyes. That's supposed to be your eyes adjusting to the light, and as time goes on, you can see everything that's in the room. Now, as you can see at the top left-hand corner, there's a clock. There's a dark portion of the clock and a light portion. You're trying to just stay awake or alive until dawn. And once the clock is completely lit, that means it's dawn. These little things actually speed up time for a little bit, which is obviously good when you're trying to survive till dawn. These doors that are locked or closed are locked. So it does take time to unlock them. Keep that in mind, because doors can sometimes lock behind you by some strange force. So what's the idea? All right, now, first of all, there's an event that happened in that room. Most likely it's a breach. So what happens with a breach? Well, with breaches, enemies can come in and invade your house. Basically, they're like ghosts / apparitions. We want to get over here quickly to close this breach, though. In fact, if we keep closing breaches too quickly, we might have to... Oh. Now, see, sometimes when you open the door, this happens. I don't understand why. You get sent to this, like, side room thing, and basically all you do that I've found is walk until you find a door. And then usually when you find a door, if you leave, you go back to bed. Now, there's probably something more there. Either I'm just not finding it, or it's just not implemented yet. And I'm not 100% sure what causes this. Sometimes it can happen if you try to unlock a door or an event happened. Typically with that screen shaking, if the screen shakes a lot, you'll get taken here. Also, sometimes if you accidentally hit the wrong button, like I do sometimes on a breach, it'll take you outside. This is the level progression window, and I don't have a mouse pointer so I can't show you, but at the bottom there, at about 6 o'clock was where you started. And it alternates between a section where you have to start the clock and then you go outside, versus these parts where you're surviving until dawn. Now, one thing I really don't like, the outdoor parts seem pointless. Sometimes you do see an apparition girl and then you can touch her and you'll get a cutscene, but a lot of times you can't, and you end up spending 5 minutes plus just walking around trying to find your way back to the house, and it tends to be very slow and not all that exciting. So let's go back. So again, we've started back at we've started just waiting, or our clock has reset is what I'm trying to say. Poorly. Haha, I know this place. A neat little hiding place. A secret childhood stash. Right here is where someone used to hide his little secrets. I like the way he talks. He's pretty funny. Now, aside from trying to hide from these guys until dawn, you're also looking for a diary. And I have not found a diary yet, but I have found pages. You can also hide behind objects like this, so that when the monsters come out, you're hidden. But if you look at the top left, you'll notice my clock is going backwards. So you don't want to stay hidden for long amounts of time. So that area is really far off, and we're probably not going to be able to get to it before some ghosts or apparitions or whatever these things are come out. And you also start noticing a lot more banging on windows and what have you. I don't know why I'm turning slide on. But usually, at least as far as I can tell, you can also zoom out, take a look at the house. Okay, it's actually right here. So we can close this gap, and you'll see like a big... Oh, shit.
Anybody home? Anyone at all?
Nope, he's going back in. Now, see, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how you're supposed to close these, because the ghosts kind of come too quickly. No, not the door. I really wish they would change buttons, because sometimes if you're too close to a door, when you want to turn the light on, that happens. You open the door instead. So once you've closed the breach, as far as I can tell, all the ghosts go away. And any item you can hide behind, by the way, highlights, as you can see. So let's continue looking around the house. Now, you might want to ask, why do you bother even looking around the house? Because frankly, I was wondering that at first as well. Like, why not just stay in the one area and wait for an area to shake so that you know you need to close that area off? A few reasons. One, you want to light the rooms because you want to see the objects in the room. Because if you need to hide, you can't fix the light and hide in time. It's going to take too long. Not to mention your eyes have to adjust before you can see the items. Now sometimes this happens too. Well, I guess I left this room quickly. But sometimes the room will reveal, and you'll go back to the room that's lit up, and it will reveal more stuff. So I don't know, again, I don't know if that's a bug, and I tend to think it is, or if it's, you just need to wait there even longer. Ah, damn it, that same room. The other problem with rooms that aren't lit, you walk slower. And a lot of times, like now, I want to get here very quickly. Let's go ahead and close that. The eye outside the hole in the wall is pretty creepy as well. Footprints, dirt, still a bit fresh. This is recent. What is that? Did I really walk through the forest in my sleep? Well, there's some news. But you're also supposed to be able to pick items up, and these items are different each time you play through, and they will help you. I'm thinking that is just not implemented yet, because I have not been able to find any items at all. Or at least I've seen what look like items, like jars and what have you, but I haven't been able to pick anything up. Now, see things like that, like there's a little thing of leaves back there. I'm not quite sure why that is. So far, this game has been interesting. Definitely, it's creepy, especially once a breach opens and you start hearing the noises, like you hear knocking, and you'll hear voices talking to you, saying things. Like, oh, a child. Could there have been a child here? I can't recall. No, I can't remember anymore. I'm always forgetting things. So I'm trying to always also kind of be quiet while he's talking so you can hear when he talks. Damn it. Usually there's more than one breach. I think that the rooms are random, like where they're placed every time. So you might get to the same stage that I'm at and get completely different room makeup. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm thinking I might need to just start leaving that breach open so that you can actually see some ghosts. This is a crawling around from the outside, not crawling in from the outside at all. The horror from the woods is in my house. Well, not really, because I keep closing that one breach that keeps coming up. I'm thinking probably as you go along that maybe more breaches open more quickly, so it becomes near impossible to keep them all closed. So again, see, we re-walked into that room, and now there's more objects. So I don't know if that's on purpose. It seems kind of odd that they would be. But let's go... Oop, actually, I think we've been down there. Yep. Damn it. Let's go back up there quickly. And shut this door, or shut this breach open. I think the next breach I might just leave open. I'm gonna be quiet so you can hear the noises. Well, for the few seconds that there actually was noises. Oh, and here's another clock. And you can see his eyes are still closed, so there's more stuff coming in. Alright, something's down there, but it didn't make a noise when it did it. So it seems like there's something different than just a breach this time. There we go. And sometimes the doors will do that, which can be a pain in the butt. because it takes a while to unlock them. Especially if you're trying to quickly go and get a breach. But yeah, finding those little statues, that's another reason you want to explore instead of just staying in one place, because you can... Okay, that was definitely a breach. Oh, what the hell? Okay, that looks like me. As far as I can tell, they don't use ladders. And you can't stay zoomed out while you're moving, which probably more of a balance issue than anything else, so I can see that. So hopefully... Oh, there he goes. Don't know why the light went right back out. There's another clock. And I lost some time. I must have gotten hit, because when you get hit by the ghosts, you don't really die. You just... Your clock goes backwards. And I think... Because some... What the hell? Oh, I hid. Sometimes I've been hit by a ghost and immediately got sent back to bed and started all over again. And you can't go back outside right now, which is fine by me. I don't think I really want to go outside. So is it... What in here has not been... The only room that's not lit. See, now I'm closing my eyes again. Some more stuff is warping in. So I really don't understand that mechanic. Again, I don't know if that's intended. I'm just going to let that go, actually. So you can start seeing more of the ghosts and what have you. So it could be a little creepier. It's definitely, again, got that creepy feel. I'm going to turn this light on. Also, when ghosts, or whatever they are, I don't know if they're actually ghosts. Creatures, we'll call them creatures. When they go into a room that has the light on, it will break the light. Actually, I think it breaks the light no matter what, even if it's off. So let's kind of hang out in the middle. Oh, are you seeing stuff in here? Yep. Okay, you seeing more stuff again? Let's see what he...
Your child. You made me flesh.
Hopefully you guys can hear that. So there's more leaves in there again. I don't know what that means. If some leaves blew in here somehow, I don't know. So let's just see if we can stay up until midnight without closing any more of the gaps. So again, you can see some of the creatures that will spawn. And you can see the hiding mechanic as well. I'm sure you can hear the... now see, sometimes that happens, and it really sucks. Where, like, a ghost or whatever will come from nowhere and will spawn right on top of you. I've had that happen quite a few times. The air is thick. Okay, we're probably not going to make it now until... Because again, you see getting hit sets the clock way back. So we'll... I don't know if I'm actually going to make it until midnight, because it's probably going to take a while now. But yeah, as you can see, getting hit sets the clock quite a bit back. Let's see what else pops in here. More windows, okay. Yeah, I wish that more of this was kind of explained. I mean, not necessarily what's going on, but things like, well, why is stuff popping in sometimes the more I go into a room, but then sometimes it doesn't. Again, that could be a developer build thing. It's just not implemented yet. The more, explaining what's going on, and that's fine. I can definitely understand that. So I'm just kind of revisiting some of these rooms. Oh, let's go right back down there. I like the art style. I really like the main character. I think he looks pretty spunky, which I will say though, like, he looks a little bit too badass himself. So it gives me the impression of being less scared, because my guy is just like, oh god, what is this BS? Okay, let's get back up here. Luckily, these breaches are occurring when where I'm already at, pretty much. Please fix the light, thank you. And what's funny is too, you can notice that I'm fixing the light, even if I'm not close to it. Right, the light was in the middle of the room, but I was way over here. More stuff is appearing in here. Let's see, more windows. And again, I don't think that helps us in any way. And maybe we could find more diary entries like that. I don't know. Alright, now see, when I try to open this, the screen shakes a lot. So I think that means I would get ported to that hallway. And I see no benefit from going to that hallway. So I'm not going to bother going to it. But yeah, you guys are getting pretty much the basic premise of how this works. It's a good thing we're going in this direction so we can turn this off. But I kind of want more ghosts to pop out, but not right on... Oh shit, oh. That keeps throwing me off because sometimes... Oh, I'm actually going to hide. and see if any ghosts come in. Because it seems like sometimes if the door closes, that means there's a ghost nearby. But then sometimes it just closes. And I realize my time is going backwards.
I'm right here.
The girl voice talking in the background is a very nice touch. You can't really, you can see at the bottom, or to the south of me here. Well, not the south, but you get the idea. The room below, there's something popping up there. We just can't see what it is.
Are you afraid?
But I really like the sounds that start coming up. Her talking. She does kind of get a little repetitive sometimes in what she says. But it's fine. Again, in development, early development build, etc., etc., etc. There's some other things that have been said about the game on their Kickstarter page and otherwise about how the game plays you, and then sometimes you need to do things a little different than maybe you normally would.
And now, your turn.
Oop. He just can't.
Finally, I'm home.
Okay, that's a creature that looks like me and said, "Finally, I'm home." Okay, so it looks like they don't bust the lights if the lights are out, which is good. Actually, he came in here and didn't bust the lights, so maybe not all of the...
I don't like it here.
Gonna hide. Seems like whenever she talks, sometimes another ghost will pop out soon. Maybe that's a hint that you're supposed to take. Anyway, what I was saying before was it seems like a lot of...
Finally, I'm home.
Sounds like the me apparition is around somewhere. Oop, there I am. Wait. What was that? Let's hide again. Wait, let's turn the light on, then hide. Oh, that's right. We can't, when we hide, it automatically turns the lights out. Forget about that. Which is going to make it a little hard for you guys to see what the hell's going on. But the thing mentioned on the Kickstarter on the webpage was how the game plays you, and then sometimes you have to listen to what the game is saying, and that will dictate how you will react, because sometimes you might need to do one thing, and then sometimes you might need to do another based on what the game says. And if that seems ambiguous and unclear, which I guess is what ambiguous means, then that's the way it appeared to me as well. I really didn't understand what they meant, because for the most part it seems like most of the time I'm doing the same thing. I'm just walking around, turning lights on, closing these portals, trying to find the little clock statue things to get through to dawn as fast as possible. And more of these do spawn, as you can see. So if you get knocked back some because you've been hit a few times, then... Oh. This streaming is troubled. You're dying, but in the forest, they want you to live. So the things in the forest want me to live? There are fewer and fewer blank pages left. He's talking about his diary. Oops, that's not what I meant. Meant to use that. And see, we have scales here. I don't know if there's supposed to be a way we can interact. I don't have a mouse. I can't read the mouse. I've tried multiple buttons on things, and I haven't had any luck with it. So I'm not really sure what I am supposed to do. And there are different...
Is there anybody home? Anyone at all?
There are different creature type... Oh god, yep, see, there's that creature, which I can't really show you without him getting me. Actually, you know what? Let's pop up here.
Why? Hi.
And hide. Ah, damn it. Alright, so see, sometimes if you try to hide and the eye is there, it takes you to this room. To this hallway. I always knew that the way out was an illusion. There's nothing good watching for me outside, only the horror of chaos and darkness. Now again, I usually just take the first door, and I've tried walking a bit past the first door, and I found another door, and it basically led to the same situation. So I don't like this. Like, that door is open, the other one was closed. Let's see if we can find another closed door. But, yeah, and it's basically just led me right back to the beginning of a day, which kind of sucked. There's another open door with weird noises. Let's go with the door with the weird noises. So yeah, see, it just kind of restarts you back where you were. So I don't really know what's going on with that. Again, could be because it's a development build, because it's not in yet, or it could be just because I don't understand it. Who knows? But that has been Knock Knock. It's an interesting game. I have a hard time deciding if it's going to be good on release, because honestly it seems pretty bare bones. When you boil it down, when you get rid of the spooky elements, all you're really doing is running around the house, turning lights on, waiting for your vision to correct, and then running to any kind of breaches that pop up, turning the light on, then leaving and going around doing the same thing over and over again. Which obviously the creepy aspect is a big part of it. It's supposed to be, you know, tense and scary. And I understand that, and I think that it is to an extent. But after a while, once you kind of understand like the pattern, it's not really that creepy anymore. So hopefully the full version of the game will have more features, which makes sense because again, this is the development build. It's something that I'm going to keep an eye on because I think it has potential, which that's safe to say about anything, but I think it's an interesting premise. And I like the whole like the house moving around and all that and trying to figure out what's going on. So that's cool. But again, it's definitely a keep an eye on, because it's a little bit too early to say if it's going to be, you know, a great game or not. Let's go ahead and hide behind the bed as we do our outro. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. As always, please subscribe if you'd like to see more. Leave comments. Let me know what you thought. And I will see you next time.